Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are going to solve an exciting machine coding problem that's often asked in a front-end interview. So let's dive in and understand the problem statement. So in today's video, we are going to build a traffic light system which mimics the real-world behavior of an actual traffic light. So the lights in the traffic light system should switch from green, which is the default initial color, to yellow to eventually red in predetermined durations, and it should loop indefinitely. Each of the light should have a specified duration which is mentioned here in the problem statement. So for the red light it's 4000 millisecond, for yellow light it's 500 millisecond, and for green light it's 3000 millisecond. One of the key aspect to this problem is to ensure the transition of colors happens smoothly. So let us understand the problem in detail with a UI demonstration of the uh, problem. So yeah, this is basically the complete overview of the UI that is going to exist throughout the different phases of our solution. So the UI in general has a container which contains three different divs, in this case circles, which each of these circles representing different colors: green, yellow and red. So in the initial state or in the initial phase, the first circle is filled with the green color, and it is in the active state, while the other two circles are in the neutral state. So after the first transition, it uh, switches to yellow color in the activated state, and other two are in the neutral state with gray background. Okay, after the second transition, the system switches to red light in the activated state, and the other two are in the neutral state with gray background. Again, after a certain duration, it switches back to the phase or the state where it actually started from, which is the initial state. So it creates a cycle or a loop, and it runs like this for indefinite amount of time. So this is what we are going to achieve through our solution in the UI. So it is important to transition the lights and colors in such a manner that we achieve the desired solution. So the interviewer might be testing your uh, understanding of React concepts like use effect, hook, which you are going to use to create the side effect, and your ability to select a data structure through which you are going to uh, define the details of every lights as traffic rules, and it will eventually help you in the implementation of the code. So let us build the complete application in different phases. The first phase of the implementation will be about creating the UI that resembles the actual appearance of a traffic light. Okay, so let's just move to the implementation part and get going. Okay, so this is basically the code sandbox platform that we are using, and it has the pre-built code already loaded inside it. So we will start coding the UI part, the static UI part of our application. So let's get coding. So there will be a div as a container, okay, which will contain all the circles. So let us give it the class name container, correct? And it has three divs in total, each representing a circle with colors in different states. So the first one is green, okay, and the second one is let's call it yellow. All right, and finally we have red as the third div. Okay, so let's style all these divs quickly in our style.css. So we will be having first we will style the container class. So it has the height, let's say it has the height of 13 rem. Okay, also it has the width of, let's say, 5 rem. Okay, it has the height of let's say 5 rem. Okay, the background color is specified. I have already copied the background, the appropriate background code. So let me copy this from here and should be pasted here. All right, let me also give some backgrounds, no, not border radius, uh, radius of 5 pixel. Let me also give border of 1px solid white. All right, also we can, oh, this is it from the container part. Also this container is not in the center of our web page, so let me create another div which will wrap this container div so that we can center it. So we can call it div dot traffic wrapper. Yeah, let's call it traffic wrapper. Inside it we can copy the our whole container class. Yeah, let's go to the style.css and write the style for this wrapper. So let's say traffic wrapper. Okay, so it will have the display as flex, and let's say justify content as center. Though I'm not good at CSS, writing raw CSS, but yeah, I can adjust accordingly. So now each this container will have 3 different divs, each representing a circle. So let's create that. So it has dot red, dot green, and dot yellow. Correct. Now let's say give it a size. Let's say height of 3 rem and width also having 3 rem. Okay, let's give the background color as gray. Okay, let's give the margin as 1 rem. Okay, let's give the border radius of 100%. Oh, now it's looking good. I think we are done with the UI part. Okay, now we have to understand few more things before moving on to the next implementation or the next phase of our implementation. So we start our UI, or when we render or load our page for the first time, it starts showing the green color in the activated state. So and then it, let's see and understand here. So it starts with the green color as the default initial state, and then it switches to yellow color, then to red, and then again to green. So basically we are maintaining basically we are trying to switch from different colors. Okay, so we have to maintain a state variable which will track down the current light or the current state of the light or signal, we can say. So let's create a state variable called current light, and let's say it's called current light, and it will have set current light. All right, it will come from use state. All right, it did not import the use state. Okay, let me import it manually. Import use state from React. All right, let me give the initial value as, let's say, green. All right, okay, now it's time to create a data structure, okay, which will contain all the rules and specified data in detail for every light. So in this case I would go with an object which will have all the lights as the properties, and inside that it will list down all the uh, rules for that specific light, like the duration, the color for that specific light, or the next light that we are going to transition into. So let's create the object for this. Let's say traffic rules. Okay, and it will have three keys or three properties. Let's say green is mapped with an object, then we have yellow, it is also mapped with an object, and then we have red. Okay, so each of these having properties as colors as green. Okay, then we have duration. Let's say what was the duration for this one, the green as 3000 millisecond, so let's call it 3000. And the next signal into which we are going to transition it, so it's basically yellow. All right, now let's copy all of this and paste it here and here. The green will be replaced with yellow, and it's 500 for this one, and next is red here. Okay, and for this one the color is red, the duration is 4000 millisecond, and the next signal would be green. Okay, so we are done with the completion of this traffic rule, okay, object. So now we need to, so we have done something wrong here in this, in the definition of this classes. We cannot use static classes, so we have to define dynamic classes. So we are transitioning from one activated state to uh, a neutral state. So at one time this circle will have gray background, at some other point of time it will have green background, so it will keep changing. So it must have a dynamic class name, these three divs. So let's give it dynamic class name. So basically we can define it like this, and it will depend on the current light variable, current light state variable. So we can say that if the current light is, let's say, green, then we can call class name with value green activated active, or we can simply call green neutral. All right, so this is how we can define the values. So let me quickly define the dynamic class names for all the other divs. So for this, now we have to replace the value of green to yellow in this case, spelling mistake, and green active to yellow active, and here green neutral to yellow neutral. All right, similarly we will follow. If the current light is red, then it will have the class name red active, and the otherwise red neutral. So let us define these properties, okay, in the style.css. So basically this is all the states. So let's say red active, green active for this class, and yellow active. All right, now we have to define dot green neutral. I think this should have been neutral. I was wrong. This should also be neutral, and this should also be neutral. Okay, now this will be green active, so it will have the properties as only thing different will be the color name, otherwise everything will be same. Okay, and for the same we will have yellow active. Okay, we can copy the whole. All right, for this the background color would be yellow. Let me copy the whole style. All right, for this it will be red active, and the background color would be red. So we have completed the dynamic, we have made the appropriate changes for the dynamic class names, and we have also changed the styles, respective styles for these classes. Now let us understand the final part of our implementation, which is creating the side effect transition in the UI. So in this UI, what we are looking to achieve is transition this green color light to yellow and to red, then again green, so that we create a cycle. And we can achieve this by leveraging the concept of set timeout or set interval, in which we will update this current light uh, after a certain delay. So also after each updation we also need to ensure that uh, that save timeout function or that set interval function again gets executed. So we can achieve this through use effect hook. So let us understand how we can achieve this. So first, use effect hook is a utility function provided by React, through which we can create side effects in our UI. So let us see how the syntax work for use effect hook. So use effect hook takes a callback function, along with it a dependency array as parameters. All right. So basically this dependency array is very important. There are three cases attached to this dependency array which we need to understand first. So if we provide a dependency array with no values, then in the first render or when the page load for the first time, this use effect hook gets triggered, or the callback function inside the use effect hook gets executed. If we do not provide the dependency array, then after every re-render of the page, this callback function inside the use effect hook gets executed. And if we provide some values, let's say a state value, in this case current light, then every time this state variable current light changes, the use effect hook gets triggered. Okay, all right. So now let us define the set time out function, and inside it there will be an update of set current set current light will be updated here with some value. All right. And we also need to uh, track down the delay. Okay, now coming to this object. Okay, currently the current light is by default green. Okay, we can provide the delay as, for this green light, traffic rules of green dot duration, and we can update the value to traffic rules, not green, but here it will be current light, which is stored in the state variable current light dot next. Okay, now we can see our code being executed perfectly, and we can see a transition happening inside our UI. So we can count 1 2 3. For 500 millisecond yellow appears, and then for 4 seconds this green light stays. So I think we have been able to achieve the UI with the transition we were looking for. In the next video we can make some optimization to this code, and also introduce some other edge cases and some advanced modification which we can do with this problem, so that we will be able to understand the use of this use effect more profoundly. So stay tuned for the next videos, and if you have liked this video, then please put a thumbs up.